Please note, everything I discuss here isn't a confirmed medical diagnosis for anything. I'm not a trained professional in medical areas. This is more of my personal experience and anxiety in wanting to find help. Hello there, I'm Amanda and I'm here with another ACE video. It wasn't the next video I planned after months. It was supposed to be my fanfic video that will only be a few minutes long. Probably. I looked at the calendar and was like, shit, it's October. I want to get something up for Ace Week that's on time this year. I had other Ace or Arrow videos planned, several scripts written months ago. Instead, I am here writing this video from scratch, 2 weeks away. Granted, this video was planned eventually, but I haven't even written anything for it yet. Regardless, here we are. This is a video I am doing related to my asexuality. However, it's mostly tangential as it relates more to my relationship to health resources. Health resources that I already don't have much access to. I'm American. Health insurance, what the fuck is that? With that out of the way, I want to reiterate my disclaimer at the start. I'm not a health professional and I haven't been diagnosed professionally for things I will talk about. Don't take my word for anything. And even if you want to be helpful, offer ideas on what my problems will be, please don't. I'm not looking for a diagnosis on the internet either. If I'm not using medical terms or medical guesses, it's not because I am confused or haven't heard of something. I'm being vague to not give inaccurate information of something specific. That's all fine and good, but what does that have to do with being ace? Well, it has to do with me not trusting anybody to get it. I will give a few examples and stories, plus my concern for therapy, but a general overview first. The gist of the problem for me is that I have only felt shame for not having sex or being a virgin in a doctor's office. I felt shame for being asexual elsewhere, but my non-existent sex life for being a sex-repulsed asexual, the only place is in the doctor's office or in forms. To be clear, I have never disclosed being ace in real life. I've come out to a friend online and on a bigger platform like YouTube and Instagram. So when I say about it being my lack of sex life, that's what I mean. That's one of the scary things though. Part of my brain is worried that I will out myself repeatedly and forever going, no, I haven't had sex. No, there's no chance of me being pregnant. Then I would be ostracized or judged for it, or worse, be recommended shit or medicine to help my sex drive and not what I actually need help for. Being ace and not interested in sex, physically disgusted by it actually, isn't a problem. My problems are anxiety, being debilitated for a week every month due to my period, my insomnia, and not having my brain being able to shut the f*** up. I'm sorry. Right. I don't know if cishet people recognize how often doctors ask about your sex life because it's a common factor in adults. At least cishet guys, but I don't know. I understand that most of the time it's not even doctors wanting to be invasive, but a legal disclosure that has to be done in order to not give medicine to a pregnant person accidentally or something. Still, it feels incredibly invasive. I can't brush the question off either like a vague, oh, I had sex 2 weeks ago. The answer will always be no. I'm terrified of being judged and outed for it, and I have been judged for it. I guess this is a good time to go to my examples. Because of the above feeling precedent onto my shoulders nonstop, and for being without money and insurance, I haven't gone to the doctors or had a physical in almost a decade. I've had to go to the ER, but I'll get to that in a minute. The last time was in my early 20s, I think. I don't remember. It was preparing for my first pap scan, so it wasn't completely out of left field to be talking about sex. She asked the usual, when was the last time I've had sex and could I be pregnant? At this point, I had not figured out I was asexual. I know I didn't care if I never had sex or not, but that's it. I said no, I never had. It may be my memory lying to me and projecting my worries, but I remember her look of shock and of, "Oh, okay," on her face. It's a question that starts out when patients are teenagers, but then the expected answer is probably no. This was the first time I told someone I had not had sex and felt bad about it. Most of the time, now and then, I don't give two shits. It's no one's business. I can't say that to a doctor who wants to make sure my body and reproductive health is healthy. It's not, I want to rip my uterus out once a month and shove it down the drain. But that's for later. The second example happened last year when I went to the ER. No, it wasn't COVID. I don't know what it was. Some stomach bug that made me throw up nonstop for over 24 hours. It could also be due to severe stress, since it was only a couple months after my dad died. Who knows? Now, despite my frustration, I don't distrust people in the medical field at all. Most of my family is in it in some way. I don't even mind being asked about my sex life for medical reasons. I just want people to not look at me like I'm a fucking alien every time I say I haven't had sex. So, anyway, I was in the ER. Same questions. Any drugs, sex, alcohol in the last X amount of time? Could I be pregnant? Now, there are a few nitpicky complaints I have over the experience, none of which hold any water because middle of a goddamn pandemic, and everyone there was probably overworked. Doctors, nurses, technicians, all but one complaint, and that was the response to how I answered the question. I said nope to all of the above. I was then told, "You're such an angel." I don't remember the exact quote. 99% sure angel was the noun. 50% sure there was something extra demeaning at the end like, "Aren't you?" 100% confident I felt like absolute shit after that when I already felt like absolute shit. Looking back, I wanted to say, "Fuck you." But at the time I was too ashamed and embarrassed. Hated it. Last example was not an appointment, it was a form. Despite not wanting to go to see a doctor and deal with the internal shame of repeatedly explaining I have never had sex, I do need to do it. Eventually. Hopefully soon. This was about 2 years ago now. I found a place that didn't have shit reviews, something that's hard to do with the insurance available to me. I got the form for it and my heart sank. It had an option to disclose your sexuality, and asexual wasn't listed. I almost wish it just was a heteronormative shit form that assumed everyone was straight. Then I would know it wasn't being blind to my existence specifically. How would actual medical staff at the clinic respond to me and lack of sex life? If it was a heteronormative shit clinic, I could at least assume everyone was ignorant and stupid. I've seen the most asphobia from gatekeeping exclusionist in the LGBT+ community. It may sound like I'm being paranoid for nothing, projecting my worries to nothing, but seeing other being the closest option when most other sexualities were listed feels, well, extremely othering. Like I don't fucking belong anywhere! I share some happier news. The gender options were the most I've seen on a form of any kind. I put choose not to say in the sexuality section, but I never turned it in and went to an appointment. It's not something I've gotten over yet. I still haven't gone to a doctor or medical specialist outside the ER in almost a decade. Am I in desperate need to? Kinda. The biggest one is that I need some sort of contraception or medicine to help with my periods. I was on birth control in high school for a little while, with a small dose since I wasn't taking it to prevent pregnancy, just to get my body in balance, I guess. This was when the nurse knew me best because I came in monthly due to severe cramps, throwing up, and being sent home. I took it for several months and was an idiot and didn't keep up with it, and stopped. They weren't as bad for several more years, so I wasn't worried about renewing this prescription. Then, whatever number of years ago now, I don't know, my periods became worse again. The toilet, my heating pad, and non-prescription painkillers are my best friend every month, few weeks, who knows. I am super irregular, especially the last couple months. It's really damning because it's hard to apply or even look for a job for a couple weeks every month. That was back when I consistently looked for a job. I haven't really for several months because looking at job listings I can't apply for sends me to tears. I get back to my anxiety in a minute. My point is I can't apply for a job reliably because I'm scared when I get a call back for an interview, I have to say, sorry, I can barely stand right now and too sick to come in for an interview. Who will hire someone who will have to call in a few days every month because they're a barely capable human being? I can't find a good job because of health reasons, therefore I can't pay for medicine, appointments and shit, and qualify for better insurance. You see my problem? This is about me talking about being ace though. Well, you see, if you want to talk about the health of reproductive organs and reproductive health in general, you kind of needed to talk about sex. Other concerns I have about regular doctor appointments are 10 times worse, if not 100, when thinking about the medical help I need the most. Every single site I look for OBGYN in my area is all about family planning. We'll help you make sure your pregnancy goes well and ensure the health of your future baby. I don't have a huge problem with pregnancy or the like, as I've read other stories. My baggage is relatively small, but can you just give me the fucking pill and let me go home? I don't want to talk about my non-existent sex life, the consequences of failure of contraception if I get pregnant with my non-existent sex life, and what I want to do if I change my mind and want to get off it. I'm never going to have sex! I just want to be a functional human being throughout the entire month so I can have a life! It may seem odd to be worried about what people think of my lack of sex life and possibly out myself as asexual. I trust in my autonomy as an adult and healthcare system well enough to not be worried about conversion therapy and say fuck you to anyone who suggests it or any other extreme risk to my health. It's smaller things and judgments. Not the worst. Some people who are celibate may feel the same embarrassment if asked the same questions, whether they don't have a partner or another reason. I feel for anyone who feels uncomfortable talking about their sex life, whether it be existent or not. However, celibacy is a choice and can be explained and can be confident in. Asexuality is not. I've tried to figure out what sexual attraction is. I've tried to feel anything. I've tried not being sexually repulsed and not wanting to rip my eyes out. I've looked up not safe for work fan art of characters I find aesthetically drop-dead gorgeous to see if I get any response that's not reaching for bleach for my eyes. I've tried reading smut. I've tried almost everything outside of actual sex and porn. The only response I can muster when a doctor asks when the last time I had sex is to say never and want to curl up into a ball of shame. I can't explain why. I just am. So that covers my problems on one health side. My mental health is kind of shit. Despite the stress reflected above, being asexual and personal concerns related to it aren't a big factor in my life. My biggest problems are grieving for my dad, anxiety on a job and money, lack of sleep and focus, general anxiety, lack of friends, and trying to be productive on my book, videos, and other creative projects. My lack of sexual attraction and sex life is a non-factor a lot of times, and that's what I'm worried about. Therapy is great. It will be a long time before I try it. I don't want people to focus on the wrong things in my life. Am I lonely or depressed for not being fulfilled sexually? For not being able to find a significant other? No. I'm lonely because I don't have friends. Sure, maybe I am projecting my worries out there. I know there are therapists out there that won't get hung up on my lack of apparently required love and sex life, just like there are doctors who won't look at me like I'm an alien when I say I don't have sex. It's not that I don't think therapy is beneficial, it's that I don't trust the system to not label me as broken and try to help me in areas of my life that don't need fixing! Try finding an LGBT plus therapist. See the above where I say I fear exclusionists the most. I'm also very broke. Barely have enough money for essentials, let alone health essentials. There's my recap on mental health and compounded fear of not being taken seriously or looked down upon by medical professionals. Most bad experiences I've had, give or take a couple, come from my stress of not having a sex life, being ace, and being afraid to show it in a medical facility where I can be told by supposedly smart people I am broken or a pure angel. I despise that fear, and I despise it for bleeding into other aspects of my medical and mental needs, where it shouldn't be a problem. I'm a cis white woman. Being ace is the most debilitating factor, outside money, on why I don't trust going in for appointments of any kind. I know good people in those fields. Doesn't stop the fear. I am going to call this video here. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I will get this up in time. I've worked on the script the last several hours. My eyes are burning. What is sleep? The fuck if I know. It's just past midnight. Maybe if I'm not too sleep deprived tomorrow, I can record it so I can edit a video within the next 2 weeks. Record a video within 24 hours of writing a script? What a pipe dream. Anyway, please like and subscribe if you care to. My next video hopefully won't be a half year. I got so many scripts written. Next one probably won't be an ace video. I want to get one of my nerdy videos done. One of my short fanfic topic ones, or maybe one of the video essays I've had planned for forever. I'm tired as shit and need to shut up. Thanks again. Happy Ace Week. Bye.